Have you heard what those idiots from Income School have done? They've only gone and updated their course and kept it relevant. I mean, who wants that, right? Hello YouTube, and a very special hello to all my subscribers. My name's Phil and welcome to my channel where I document my journey building an online income. If you're joining me for the first time and you're trying to do the same thing, why not subscribe, because that's all I talk about on this channel. Now, if you're in Project 24 or if you follow the Income School YouTube channel, you probably heard they've just updated their course. They've given it a new look and also released a few more mini courses within the Project 24 platform. But there are other really big changes. Now, why have they done that? Why on earth would they spend all that money to update a course that already works? Well, it's really to answer the question that many people had. After completing the 60 steps in blogging or the 60 steps to YouTube success, what do you do next? Well, now we know. So despite the new design and all those sort of things, the major thing that they've done is actually to give each member a kind of project page, a my story page, where you can document month by month the actual progress of the site or YouTube channel that you're building. Now, obviously on this channel, that's what I do for you guys. I actually show you my monthly stats and everything. But by doing it yourself, you're really going to see a few things. Sometimes it's quite good. You're going to feel kind of pumped and, you know, this is working. But sometimes you're going to be, ooh, got to pull my finger out. I've got to do some stuff. Otherwise, this may not work. Now, I've been looking at the changes that went through this weekend, and I've started playing around with these new features. So that's what I want to talk about in this video. So in reality, I probably am not allowed to show you everything that I want to, and I may get a letter through from Income School because it's happened a few times before when I crossed the line. But I will show you what I think is relevant to this video, and also to explain exactly why they've made the changes and how it's going to help Project 24 members. So let's jump into the computer and see what they've done. Okay, so here we are in my nice clean office. And we're very lucky today because we've been joined by Bob the Builder upstairs, who is possibly the worst contractor in the world because it's taking him 3 months to renovate an apartment in Taiwan where they're really tiny. So I'm sorry about the noise if there is any that you can hear. So we're looking at Project 24 3.0. How have they actually updated it? What have they done? So the new look on incomeschool.com looks a little bit different. Some things still the same, but they kind of updated things. They're still kind of working on it because, for example, they've still got Vid School listed here, whereas that channel's now Channel Makers. But the major things, we've now got the About page for Ricky Kessler. So now we all know about Ricky and his background, all that kind of thing. But to the matter in hand. So when you're a Project 24 member, you've got your account and you've got these options of my story and my project, as well as access to the course and all those sort of things. So if we have a quick look at the courses again, because it looks a little bit different. So I don't want to show you too much here because I think this is sort of proprietary. It's not something I can reveal too much of. But they've kind of changed the layout. So they've got a lot more courses now. So they've now got 25 mini courses within Project 24. That includes the 60 steps to blogging success and 60 steps to YouTube success. And it's kind of laid out a little bit better now. So you can find the 12 courses for blogging. That will obviously go up as they add to it. 3 courses for YouTube, marketing, 3 courses, monetization, 3 courses, and then other courses there. So it's kind of a little bit more user-friendly perhaps. You can go straight to what you need. So honestly, I don't really like the images too much on this. I signed up because of Jim and Ricky, because they are the experts. They know what they're doing. I do like Nathan. I think he sounds like a lovely guy. I think he's got a little bit more experience. But when it comes to Nate and Anna, you want to deal with the organ grinder, not really the monkey in a certain sense. I would like to see just those guys on the images. I know they're trying to present the whole team, but for me, I'm doing this because I don't want to be an employee. So why would I want to really listen to secondhand knowledge from an employee? Maybe that's a little bit harsh, but that's just how I feel about it. I don't know what you guys think. I'd like to see a bit more of them in these things. But I should make the point that, for example, if we look, so Nate's here on the email marketing course, but he's not in that at all. I know for a fact that Ricky does that course. So don't feel like if you join Project 24, you're not going to be learning from Jim and Ricky. Most of the material is done by them, and most of it's probably planned out by them as well. So that's really sort of the facelift, let's say. They have added a couple more courses since the launch, but that's really just cosmetics. Let's look at actually the big thing here. Why is this kind of a game changer for this? Well, it's really down to the projects. So here on the project page, you can see, so you always start off, the default one was Project 24. And this morning I added my first site, Site 1. And it basically helps you track your site throughout 24 months and gives you a bit of sort of insight to how you're doing. So how it works is you come to your project page and you create a new project, and you can give it a title. For example, I'll do Site 2, and you choose whether you're going down the blogging track or the YouTube track, and that's going to help them sort of give you more information and support as you go along. So I do that, and I can start putting in my data. So it basically looks a bit like this. So if we look at month 1 for Site 1 for me, which would have been May 2019, I actually only put in half the month here. So you can see that it tells you your monthly income, your page views for the month, and your content. And it tells you whether or not you're sort of on track or not based on the data that Project 24 has. Now, I think this is old data from their own sites. So a benefit of actually putting in your data here is that it's going to build a massive database for them. And I think they're going to be even more effective by telling you, you know, where you maybe you're not quite doing the same as other people, or maybe you need to concentrate on certain things. Now, I know some cynical people might say, well, do we really want to give them more data? But the thing is, you're not being asked really to put your URL in here. It's just stats without really access to your actual website. But that being said, if you're on Acabado, they already know what your URL is anyway, probably. So I wouldn't really worry about that. But I think this will be useful the more that people use it. So going through this, I put in all my information up until September of this year, which would have been about month 17 for this site. And although I've done a couple of these Content Warrior challenges where there's a big spike in content, and especially in the first 2 months where I put much more content on than they thought was necessary. So for example, in month 1, I put 19 articles up, and they were saying, oh, about 13 is the target for that month. It really showed me that I did not put enough content onto this site. I got distracted because I started 2 other sites. So a lot of these sort of things, you can see there's down arrows because of content, and also because I didn't really monetize apart from with Amazon. So what are the benefits of this new system? Well, the thing is, I've been doing this kind of thing myself anyway, because I've been doing it for this channel. So I kind of knew my stats each month. I didn't really realize that I wasn't putting up enough content until I started documenting that as well. I actually had a whole month in August of 2019. I didn't put a single article on this site. That's just crazy. And for much of it, I was only putting up a couple of articles here and there. But the thing I like about this is, although if you're not hitting the monthly page views that they think is about average for that time, that can be a bit disheartening. The thing I really like is that the content, it gives you a target. And I think if the target, you know, maybe only 7 articles in a month, I think that's doable for most people. If I had this from the start, I think I would have kept on track a little bit more, because it's really easy to knock out those 30 first posts in the first 2 months. And after that, if you're left to your own devices with a vague target of 10 to 20 pieces of content for a month, I don't think it's that effective. This is going to be much easier for people to keep on track. The other real benefit of this is what they've said is because they're going to have a much better idea of the individual's progress through this course. When they see sort of the telltale signs of people maybe not doing as well as others or running into trouble, they can actually act. They can contact people, they can offer further support. And because it's automated, they're going to be able to do that for many more people. So they've already said, Jim and Ricky, that they will do these kind of like mastermind courses, these special extra trainings, or these sort of extra ways to support people if they see people fall into a particular group. So if, for example, people are being extremely successful, they're going to be funneled into this mastermind group perhaps. If people like me are struggling with monetization, maybe then they're going to have sort of a bit more support from the guys. Maybe there will be a special training, maybe there will be even a meetup or something like this. So I think that is something very different to any other course that I've heard of. Most of the gurus that we've heard of will just produce a course, push it out there and keep pushing out there for about 10 years without changing it. This is very, very different. Okay, so the thing that I don't think I can actually show you is that for each month they have these kind of different steps that you should be aiming to complete. And each month is a little bit different. And I think it's by clicking on the steps that you have or haven't done, they can really help you as an individual. So overall, this is not only just a personal tracking sort of bit of software, it's also linking you directly to Income School, which ultimately is going to make the journey much easier for you. I really wish they had had this for the last year, because I think it would have made me wake up to certain things earlier. And also, I may have got a little bit of a kick up the arse to do certain things or not to do certain things, as it were. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day hopefully inputting my other two websites, my other YouTube channels into this, because it not only does blogging but also YouTube. And yeah, I think this is a really good update, and hopefully it's going to continue along the same vein. Now, I really do think that this new version of Project 24 is an improvement, because it's going to really help people get beyond that first initial step. That's kind of what I struggled with. I found that by going through this process, I haven't really kept up to date with content creation, mainly because I got distracted by building other sites. And this is something I've explained on this channel already. The other thing is it kind of makes you accountable to keep going. And whenever you get into trouble, probably Income School is going to find a way to help you. And it's just going to make everything better in the long term. So if by watching this video you've decided that Project 24 is the right move for you, it certainly was the right move for me. I really did enjoy taking the course, and I'm still enjoying being a member now. Then why not head over to the description of this video, where you'll find a link to the webinar which will explain even more about Project 24. Now, it is an affiliate link and I will get a commission if you buy through it, but you know, that really helps me out, and if you want to show your appreciation for what I'm doing on this channel, then I would really appreciate that, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week when we will be talking about more stats for my websites, so don't miss it.